I have made something over the last 2 weeks. And yes, I'm sorry, it's another ConLang. Vatambrian just felt so lazy and disappointing. But now I have made yet another ConLang. It is called Vatambrian or Vatambrianis in the ConLang itself. It is a language based off of Baltic languages, most certainly Lithuanian. I couldn't find any Proto-Baltic words anywhere, so I went to ChatGPT, not very good, to ask me for some Proto-Baltic words. And it just gave me what it thought was Proto-Baltic, and I did tell it to compare it with all the other three Baltic languages, which are Lithuanian, Latvian, and the now extinct Old Prussian. And, well, it just tried to use Lithuanian as the Proto-Baltic. And all the Baltic languages had different words for shit, so I couldn't really know exactly what to choose, but the Old Prussian words, even though there weren't that many, when there was some, it was more similar to Lithuanian, so I just used Lithuanian words mostly, but sometimes the Old Prussian one was the same as the Latvian, or it's very similar, and Lithuanian was the only one out, so I just used whatever the majority was for some reason. And I put a couple of Finnish loan words to make it feel Uralic influenced, Yeah. And for Wiktionary, whenever I try to look up Latvian and Lithuanian words and its etymology, it just gave me Proto-Baltic-Slavic. They just went straight down to Proto-Baltic-Slavic. They didn't even bother at Proto-Baltic. Trying to look up Proto-Baltic on Wiktionary, didn't get anything, so with that out of the way, in the alternate universe, 1900 years ago, ancient Balts moved upward to where modern-day Finland is. There were already other Uralic languages there, and Proto-North Baltic got influence out of those languages. Around 300 years later, the dialects of Proto-North Baltic split up into many different distinct languages. Old Vatambrian was one of them. Over time, Vatambrian evolved into its own, and had a bunch of sound changes that made it into what we know as today as Vatambrian. The modern Vatambrian got a lot of Finnish influence as the Finnish and Slavic languages evolved. And full of the sound changes, a lot of the primal A sounds, like, those words that are the first A or O or U in the word, like primal. Like, what if the first I changed to something else? That's what it's like. A lot of those A sounds were diphthonged into O sounds, and the O sounds into O sounds. And the primal I sound fell into E sound, so it's like the word primal, but preble instead. Now we have the IPA of the ConLang, which includes these vowel sounds. E, I, U, E, O, and For the consonant sounds, we have ma, na, nga, pa, ta, ka, ga, ba, da, za, cha, za, ja, sa, sha, za, ja, la, ra, va, and wa. These are all the cases. There is the nominative case, the genitive case, the dative case, the accusative case, the locative case, the vocative case, and the instrumental case. All these cases have a masculine, feminine, and neuter. They are used based on what it's for, what its ending is, and what purpose it has. If you want more information on how it's used, please check the Google document in the link. It will tell you everything. Here are some example sentences. I am with him. Look, I'll read this one, but you can read the rest. Jeslis estes su. That probably wasn't pronounced correctly, but the IPA will tell you exactly how to pronounce it. The reason why I didn't use the word for him and the word for he in then the case for the instrumentals because the word for him in Vatambrian is only used for dative and accusative purposes. And that is all I have to share with you today. I have put the official NeoCities website and the Google document for you to look at and know the language itself. I am sorry for being repetitive with ConLangs recently. I know this won't ever get as popular as Sanjo Lake's Tokipona or Dr. L. Zamenhof's Esperanto, but this was still very interesting for me to make. See you in the next video. Ciao.